them.
Exactly.
Like,
So
we can beat them, but we didn't beat them when it counts.
exactly. That's one of my... we can talk about the flaws with GSL at another time, Toby, as there are many to discuss. But we've gotten unpause.
We do.
Kisses blown and we're in the game.
Lovely. So, NiP... I'm liking their combination for some early aggression by running the Darks here as well as the SK, but something's tickled your fancy.
I like that they're going to put Ace mid here because it's one of the better matchups against Quap. You've got, 11 base armor, and you can use illusions to dispel the Shadow Strike. Quap needs to snowball the lane to win games, and you're dodging your Razor away from this Quap as well, which is arguably his worst matchup, and you put it against a melee core, whether it's the Troll or the Doom, preferably the Doom, of course. In fact, I expect NiP might even look to aggro tri-lane. You just want Razor against Doom, apply a bit of pressure, and then all of a sudden your Razor's going to free farm 1v1, and the supports are free to do as they please.
Doesn't that hurt as well if paiN was to try and switch the lanes? Because if Queen of paiN gets under-leveled, she moves off that mid lane into what would then be a defensive tri-lane. That doesn't seem like something paiN wants to do either. The Quap needs momentum, so she actually kind of needs to deal with whatever matchups in the mid.
Exactly, and that's the cool thing about what NiP's done, where because you're running this Razor into Quap, all you need to ensure really is that the Razor is not against the Queen of paiN. So even if you were to swap here as paiN and put the Troll mid, let's say, it's still not favorable because to your point, you don't want Quap in a side lane. This is not 2015 anymore.
Which is the 3-position Quap. Well, we had a 4-position Quap earlier today.
I mean, I like that. I actually would expect we might even see that in the future.
Well, we get our laning phase anyway. NiP still needs to pick up one more bounty room, but it's not under any kind of pressure. But this is nice from 444. He's able to get rid of that early Observer Ward, but it's instantly rebutted by PPD. He's not fallen for this.
Indeed, he is not. And it looks like the lanes NiP wanted are the ones they're going to get. It's the perfect matchups where you have Darkseer against Troll, Razor against Doom, and the Ace mid. Like this is flawless.
It's even more fun. This Warlock's trying to escape from 33 and PPD, but it's not that same level of pressure as you get when the SK is with him. But that's the reason why we see Saksa up on top lane. And he's just looking to ensure that NiP gets a good start in all 3 lanes, because it looks exactly that. Like Razor can be under no pressure if the SK is sitting with him. It's a nice static lane combination, and PPD can zone out the off lane for the Warlock, who's currently there.
I even like what they did with the supports, because you don't need the Sand King bottom. You're not looking to get aggressive in this lane. You just want to spam it and ensure you're at least trading so that you can then look to stack and pull. Whereas Saksa, he can now be a lot more aggressive. He can pull creep waves if necessary, and because you've got a Razor, you want to have that aggro kill potential. And sure, you're swapping now, but like this is now a 0-1 CS Troll thanks to that easy camp creep. But you're against a 6-5 Razor who's going to be level 2 with boots. And you've just shown up. Like this is not a winnable lane for you anymore.
But it actually kind of seems a little bit funny because the Warlock wanted this start. Out of everyone, of all the lane switches, at least Warlock gets some earlier levels. He'll have more of an earlier influence, and Doom can play catch up. That's the whole purpose of the Doom with Devour. Like I'm looking at Bribe's side about this, but yeah, NiP, like, are they really gonna care? They're gonna just TP after you've moved as well.
They're not revealing it either. Fada trying to hide in the trees here.
Now 33 reveals up on top. But this feels like the lane they wanted in the first place, right? Like the Darkseer and the SK together. Now they go on to that Doombringer. He can't run back out. This one with no TP. Oh, this is going to be one very dead Doom. No, they won't. They can't reach him. And in fact, Troll TP's over. The Shadow Word was doing some significant damage as Fada and PB were both chained to the creep wave. But paiN Gaming at least get the Doom out, and he TP's top. So it was the Razor who didn't have the TP. It was the Doombringer who TP's to the north.
Interesting. The problem is you got a Naga free farming middle. Not free farming, I guess. You know, it's an even trade, but NiP are still, I would say, favored in all 3 of their lanes at the moment, and they're continuously swapping back to get what they want. paiN, if you're forced to teleport first, you're not gonna. NiP's not going to just say, like, oh, well, guys, I guess we don't have the lanes we wanted. We'll just keep it like that. You know, they'll make the moves back in front of you. Triple Mango, 6 tangos on 3-3. He's in a perfectly fine position here, and PPD's probably going to look to just stack and pull.
Yep. But for the moment, though, I think like things are going to settle down to a point where paiN are able to at least reach some good point. The Queen of paiN's had a good start. Her rotation can tip the balance of these side lanes, and that's something that Ace doesn't really offer. Like, the Naga is pretty well locked in there. As long as 40R stops taking damage from the tier 1 tower, then he's going to be fine. And there's Doom doing the walk of shame. This is 6 a.m. in the morning, and he's holding his heels in his hand. It's like, this is not what he wanted.
But this is just,
then they're moving
this
again.
Is so bad for them, Toby.
Hey, you at least have a haste rune.
Like, the gold, sure, is not out of control yet, but it's the XP advantage that the NiP cores are going to have. You have a level 4 Razor, a level 2 Troll. Not 4 just yet, but he's close. Hey, you know, it's not terrible, it's not unforgivable, but the concern I've got is that the paiN supports can't really influence these lanes. So if they fall a bit behind, there's no way to actually kill the NiP cores any longer, especially Ace's Naga. Like, who's hunting him through the jungle? The Doom?
No, the Doom definitely won't do that. The Doom is meant to be adding pressure towards the lane, like actually farming if he can. And the Troll's not in any kind of combat position just yet either. At least PPD's moved off. He's gone towards the mid with a split. Very difficult to kill off 40R. In fact, 40R is looking to kill off Ace. Does he want to commit to this with the extra support? You've at least got Mirror Image to break free, but they hold him together. But 40R will die under the tier 1 tower. Maybe with the Fairy Fire he survives. No, still not enough life.
It's surprising to me that Ace, I don't know if he thought he was juking him out with the illusions or something, but, you know, that was a real easy blink follow-up scream once he recognized that Ace goes down to the damage.
Bounding rune time to contest. 444 can get one of them, but it looks like NiP will claim the other 3.
Yo, one thing to note as well, this is a 4-position Warlock, not the typical 5 that we are so used to seeing. And you get real scary later on into the game, especially when you have all these wonderful spells to combo with. Double Shadow Strike, double Doom, double Fatal. That's, of course, with the Grimstroke. But point is, you've got enough AoE, thanks to the Fatals. An overleveled Warlock will be devastating. The upheaval...
They're going inwards mid. You got Sonic Wave available, and with the Scream, is it going to be enough? Ace is ticking down, but he's not connected to anything else, but that's the reason why Warlock has just enough physical damage. Did the last hit, so Ace will fall. Queen of paiN, while she didn't have to move for the kill, does find the kill. Bottom lane, Scorched Earth comes up. They're trying to body block up. And he's back to safety.
Top, though, Fada's completely isolated here. He's in trouble. There's no link either.
I can just TP. Sure. That'll work.
I'm surprised NiP is, like, left their Naga middle. I think he's going to rotate to jungle now, but I think the moment the Quap hits 6, Ace should have looked to do this, because you can just plant Peter in the mid lane. He spams his he spams his Splinter Blast, and tower pressure is not really going to be a thing, but because Ace has now died twice, that edge that I thought NiP was gaining is just disappeared, and now the Quap's in a position where he might even look to start taking over this game with a rotation. Because NiP, you also have that same problem where you don't have that natural playmaker. This game and who has tempo is really just predicated on who has the gold lead. paiN will have better team fight for a long time in this game.
I'm just loving this harassment to try and push back the Razor and buy more time as PPD feels a little lost movement between the lanes. Of course, as normal, he's lowest on the network, but he's reaching his level 6 at a decent rate. Yep. So once Curse is up, this is something which really puts a stopper in paiN's over aggression.
For sure. I think that Soxa specifically made a miscue here because he's been playing bottom for so long. I know you want to play with the Darkseer. You feel like you can pressure Lelis, but 3 points Devour and that magic resist creep eaten, he's just not going to die. And you'd rather just be trading down here. And up top, if you have a Sand King, it's so much easier than for Fada to play this lane.
Theo actually turned around, giving Fada more damage. The spin's out, but it won't matter. Theo still falls. 4-4. Now 4-4 moves himself over, and they fatally bond up Fada and PPD. Easy for the first kill. A little bit more impossible for the second, but that makes a good trade. Support for a core, while on bottom lane, Doom's in some trouble. Grimstroke will arrive, put the strokes down, making it even more difficult for NiP to stand the ground with the third TP being on the way. It will not complete, however, but it dissuades them.
I just don't like that. As in addition, you don't care about pressuring this Doom. You want to slow down the Troll, slow down the Quap. They're the top two net worths right now because your Fada, your mid player, is on an island up top.
Oh, PPD. He moved over. He can deny himself to Roshan. He's already aggroing the big man. Going to Cold Embrace. As, well, Roshan, what are you going to do? You're going to slam all three down. A quick stun as PPD flies himself out of the pit. He's actually going to get away to safety and then flies back in again. He can still deny himself to Roshan, so we have to waste TP scroll on 40.
No.
He blinked up looking for the kill, and Fada is able to get the revenge. PPD gets tipped up by his core, and very much thanks to him. Not only will he survive, but they get the kill on the Queen of paiN, the momentum hero of paiN.
You can almost, you can feel the pain. Just so, all the momentum, all from first place in net worth to fourth, soon to be fifth on the QoP. This is the last thing you want to have happen. And obviously it's just a negligible amount of gold. He could recover that position, but...
And it all started because they just wanted to contest the 8-minute bounty rune. That was it.
What a boss play by PPD. That's a lot of players, they'll just sit in the pit, buy wards, accept death. But Peter using his hero's kit to the fullest ability.
Nice done by Theo. They just hold 33 in position just long enough for Queen of paiN to get the kill in. That's very necessary. More space can be created for the Doombringer, who is really starting to scale now in the net worth. Like, he just had all that free time on bottom lane. Queen of paiN gets something back for her problems that PPD began. And Warlock's ready to fight. Golem is up.
And they want to fight as well. PPD, of course, does have his ultimate available.
Well, PPD's actually kind of caught between everybody. He's able to move out just far enough away from the Grimstroke. Down to about the Grimstroke with the slow. You can't need everyone else there to make it really good. paiN don't have great stuns.
But what they do...
oh, here we go. Here's the easy stun. PPD can't run away from this one. He's got Curse available, and 40R.
That's proper. You have Bounty Runes spawning. You don't know if Sand King is in the vicinity. You want to get that kill before the Winter's Curse can come out. And no, I really like what paiN just did. They moved Troll bottom just as... I was waiting for you to stop talking so I could say, you need to bring Troll bottom. They do it during that time because he's their only real tower push. So now you have Leo in a position where he'll kill this tower, and now he can play around the 3 wards that you've already placed inside the enemy jungle, and the rest of paiN is free to try and force team fights on the other side of the map.
NiP's actually TPing down. It's PPD who's got Curse available. Troll's the one that will do the damage, but that one tree that doesn't have a lot of twigs on it, that's protecting him. There's a Splinter Blast. Is there a secondary TP on the way? PPD moves forward. He really wants to keep this tower alive. Attempted denial, but he actually fails it. Breaks through the trees, and yeah, now PPD, what do you do? Juker through the trees, gets hit by the range axes. Another Splinter Blast trying to hold them back, but he knows he can't TP out. A quick curse, if they need to, they'll drop the rock to find him, but PPD, he is such a pain in the ass. Up and through the trees he goes, just wasting more and more time. Like, they want to be fighting here. He doesn't even have his TP up. It's 35 seconds on cooldown.
Oh, man.
Leo's just building up stacks. Like, that's all he's looking for right now, so he can finally put Peter down.
Is it even worth it, though? I think he gets more gold and XP off the creep wave. In fact, his net worth fell drop during that time. Again, you know, Peter, if he gets the deny there, that is so worth it's unbelievable. He is a Winter Wyvern. You know, there's nowhere he's really able to play right now. His team is not looking to be offensive. His job is to take the area of the map no one else wants, because even if you kill him, he's the level 5, or sorry, the position 5, and he gives next to no gold whatsoever. A Battle Fury looks to be the build for Leo.
Yeah. But he created so much space up on the top. Like, the Tier 1 tower's been taken. They're even diving a Tier 2 tower at the moment up on top. Hopefully we'll jump to that in a second, because already Theo's gone down. Nope, not the jungle. Yeah, up we go. There's a quick little mute over on the doomed up. Razor wants to run out. The rock will connect him. 33, no longer fatally bonded because, well, he's dead.
Oh, he surged already as well. He's in trouble now.
Oh, Fada's in trouble, yeah. Can't get out of the trees, but he could just juke it. They're using the Fog of War. He's using the Darkseer illusion as well just to keep tabs on where the Golem's moving, and the rest of paiN didn't come. They were looking instead to fight on the bottom lane. They're going onto PPD. But once again, 40R lacking the damage required. TP's on the way, and 40R's got no other choice. He has to blink and TP out.
Yeah, but what we are not seeing this whole time is Ace. He's going to finish the Yash in 300 gold. He recognizes his win condition here. Reminds me of the game Nisha played, ESL Birmingham, game 5. We're also casting that one, where there was just a game of 4-on-5. And eventually the Naga's at a point where you just can't target her.
Yep.
And if you try and kill the teammates, you know, there's always a song, and then there's going to be setup from NiP. Their team fight will be excellent so long as they ensure they break the paiN combo at some point. You don't want to be double doomed or double fatal bonded as you take some sort of engagement.
Yeah, and that also means that Roshan's a harder target as well for NiP. In fact, it's almost off the table. But paiN love it. Like, as long as Troll's strong enough, he could just stand inside that pit and take it solo.
That's going to be a while, though. He's going for that Battle Fury rush, so it's not as if paiN's going to be able to push tempo for some time. I like the build on Lelis, going for the Blink Centaur Stomp build. I think that that's appropriate here. They are low on stuns, as we've discussed, and it's going to be necessary, whether they go for Wyvern or Naga, that core dies immediately. You need to have some sort of non-Doom initiation.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising because like you understand the ball effect that paiN can have once he's got your bigger items up. Even something as simple as having like Vlad's Crimson Pipe, whatever you feel is going to be necessary. But those auras you normally see on the Doombringer being picked up, they still will need them later on. But can he use the Blink Dagger early on to get that initiation? And is that like he just becomes the Queen of paiN's initiator?
It's necessary, really, and it allows them to solve one of the holes in their draft, which is a lack of kill potential without using big spells. So now you can go on that first target. I assume Quap will be going for an Orchid. You get the 1 kill, and then you still have your spells if NiP try to follow up. The problem will be if they try and initiate with a Doom, and then there's a Song or a Wyvern ult or a Sand King stun with the Surge out on their target, and suddenly
disengage.
Exactly, it becomes very troubling. And you can already see, look at that, 7 wards destroyed for NiP in just 14 minutes. Crushing the vision game.
They're seeing everything because the way they're running it, they're being aggressive, so they see when paiN move out. So you know where these wards are being placed. PPD, this isn't his first rodeo. He understands where paiN are moving.
Yeah, and it's a product as well of the wave clear edge that NiP have. You've got Wyvern and Darkseer able to spam spells. Naga with the illusions. Like, you don't need heroes in the lane. You're still going to be able to ensure these waves stay pushed. There'll be a 2-for-2 bounty trade, but still,
they're going to smoke up themselves.
They got all their spells. They want to fight.
Can they get the jump? They don't have the Blink Dagger on the Doom just yet. So they need someone to walk forward. Ace is the closest one to them. They'd love to get the kill. The smoke's going to break, so they know who's farming where. Now the smoke breaks again as Ace wraps around behind them, but they go towards the mid. They're heading towards the Razor. Fada has been farming in the trees this entire time. They want to get this kill quickly, but they haven't done it. The Song of Siren will allow a reset. The stun from the Grimstroke, unable to connect on anything, and Ace has moved back. What? Well, at least that grass got burnt.
He
must have had that already cast, and then the song just like it stopped, and then he still cast it.
I believe it probably still had his. Oh, hang on.
Oh, the curse is out. The Doom is being trapped down. Wait for the SK initiation. He's holding back.
They're not doing anything, Toby. They're just farming. Look where Ace is. He's already bottom. Like, there's the whole point of what NiP's doing here is to delay the game. That is all. Spam spells, trade spells, and ensure paiN are forced to retreat back into their own side of the map where you already have some nice vision placed by PPD during that initial smoke move. One is going to get counterward in just a second by the Doom, but the other will stand and provide a ton of vision around that tier 2 mid area.
Doom finally has that Blink Dagger, but it feels like paiN, they were like 30 seconds too early. They needed that blink on Doom to get the first initiation off.
I would have liked them, especially since the bounties had already spawned. You wait for the blink, as you said, then look to get aggressive. They knew there was someone farming at that medium camp. If there was a Doom with a blink there, maybe you can make a kill happen out of it.
Blink? Nope. That's an SK who has a blink of his own and will instantly be able to react.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Right now, paiN, they want to make something happen, but NiP is far too crafty for that. They're not going to just give them some crazy 5-on-5 engagement. They're going to do everything in their power to prevent that, and this is what makes the game hard for paiN. You have the Battle Fury on Troll, you're going to scale, but it's limited your ability to be offensive, and because of that, NiP have lost just that one tower bottom lane. Of course, they've only taken the one, but...
Yeah. Just like, how many runes can you keep alive? Even denies it. Man, Peter.
Yeah, the
pain in the ass does not describe this man anywhere near enough.
Sure. I'm just concerned because NiP will always have an answer for the Troll, no matter what he buys. You have the Wyvern heal, you have the BKB Piercing ultimate, whereas your Naga Siren, there's no real answer to it on the side of paiN. Unless you get a Doom off on him, it's straight up deal enough damage to kill the Naga.
Yeah.
And reliably dooming this target is near impossible, especially since most players are getting that +1 mirror image talent. Eventually there's just like a Manta and like a billion illusions of this guy, and there's no real way to clear through them. However, this matchup, and this is a mechanic that I love now, you can lifesteal off of illusions. So no longer is Troll mega countered by this Naga.
Blink, Hofstomp's able to connect. 40R's bringing some extra help, and
he's very dead.
Well, NiP They have SK behind him, but PPD, yeah, he knows he's dead. This time around, he will die. But he was on a warding mission. There's one very deep observer
setting up
ward.
bottom.
And with a TP over towards the Shrine, they may just get bottom. Nope, he knew it. Burrow strike up into the epicenter. Troll Warlord cannot outrun this one. Not when Fada's here as well. He'll get the spin, looking for the extra lifesteal to keep this Troll fighting, but the Static Lee's taking away every bit of his damage. He'll hit, but it's just like very small paper cuts. They're annoying, but they're not killable.
Really well played by NiP. A big miscue, however, from Leo. He's got to recognize, like, this is the thing about the Wyvern too, right? Peter bought those extra 5-10 seconds thanks to the cold embrace, thanks to messing around with the high ground. Leo has this illusion of safety, but it's just not there. Oh, that was the real Naga, but the team is not in position to follow up.
And I just can't believe how much space NiP made. And this is like something so cool as well from Fada. Like, he knew where paiN was going to move, and NiP are shifting their wards to make sure that his jungle camp is being protected, which is actually creating enough space for both a Naga and a Razor to get so much farm. Like, they both have items early into this game. Naga has, Manta being done and working quickly towards Diffusal. I think I just saw the mech over on Fada as well.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So now the team fight sustains unbelievably good.
And it's also a really good Greaves game at some point. You want the ability to cleanse yourself of this Fatal Bond debuff, especially if there's two of them applied.
40 up,
lane.
Jump in. They need some extra detection. The Pyro Strike away, already getting the stun over on the Queen of paiN. She blinks in, probably thinking about committing the Sonic Wave. Suxa gets hit by it, just on the edge of the range. But that's a big ultimate to be committed to get the kill on SK, and they're looking for the 20-minute bounty runes. Darkseer already created one copy of the Doombringer, and 444 begins to TP out. There's way too much damage for that to complete.
And Ace gets a bounty rune on the bottom side as well. You can just feel it. NiP, even though they're not taking any huge fights by any means, they are stagnating the game, and they're slowly getting advantage where they can, picking off players. Big spells getting used from paiN, but they're only finding support kills, whereas you see NiP's Naga just continuing to accelerate that 200, 300 gold per minute faster than any other hero on the map. And whenever a Quap is in 5th place on the net worth charts, you are naturally going to be a bit concerned if you're a fan of this South American Dota side.
Well, NiP, looks like they're going to group up for their own aggression for once. 4 men together. Smoker will be triggered. This is the BKB from the Razor, so that mech I saw was somebody else.
It's 3-3.
Yep. Jump in. The Observe Warp. Saw the Grimstroke moving forward, but he'll get the Fatal Bonds off, and maybe with the Soul Bind connected, maybe it's NiP are in too deep, but that's why you see the research. The double Doom was out before 444 just gets ripped apart. The BKB from Razor lets him stand with all that soul and damage, now muted up, but he's again. They can't get the physical damage into place. The back up, Leo, he got clipped, but he's still in range of the Razor, who's moving in closer. So Fada will end up going down. A big streak to be ended. The Burrow Strike up as well, making sure he cannot get off this hillside. Leo is just trapped and will pop paiN with a double buyback. You had the same type of thing from NiP looking to get back into the fight. Nope. It looks like they'll just back out and they'll hold for now. Again, it's all about the delay.
Yep, well played. It's just NiP, they know that paiN is looking to get antsy. They've got the timing of the BKB. They just go take a fight. You can see them play rather defensively considering their position. Fada just diving forwards, but Ace was never really in danger in that fight. Excellent vac to the high ground. They secure the kill on Leo. That's the guy that you really have to be concerned about as the side of NiP, and it continues to expand the lead the Naga has on the rest of this match. And Manta Diffusal, next item, Scotty, that's where things get spooky.
Yep. That's when paiN... Like, at least they show that the Grimstroke is capable of surviving. And when they turn around, they get the double Doom. It's just there wasn't much of a follow-up. The Song with the Siren caused too many problems. Like,
it's that lack of stun. And the Grimstroke Warlock, I love it. But the thing that I feel like people forget when we watched OG dominate with it was that they always had a ton of stuns to go with it, notably Ember Spirit. You know, that easy, cheap, low cooldown lockdown that ensures your team will always be able to play aggressive without needing to rely upon these big ults and poor positioning from your enemies. You don't really have any method of area control once this Golem goes down, once the Doom goes out, that there's no stuns.
Yeah, you've got like the Centaur instead of Doom and that's it.
Yep.
And that's definitely not going to be enough. Not as NiP gets stronger. And even once you go on a target, so much of the damage is physical. Once the initial magical pop is there, like, you got nothing more to give. So either you're going to have to be right up in their face, which means you're in range of curse, or your target is you have to switch because you got Cold Embrace. And the only thing the Troll's getting is the fervor.
Yep. And it's just, you need PKB to be able to play Dota as Leo, but at that point, you're going to be up against a Scotty on Ace. And it just goes back to that age-old tale, Toby. You got to have stuns to kill your enemies. And the way Peter's been playing, you know, just around Vision, around his teammates, he's always going to be in a spot where he can defensively save someone with an Embrace. You saw him just use that Wyvern ulti right off the bat in that last fight because he recognized, oh, Doom's out, Golem's out. Let me just make sure I get my spell off. Even if it's not necessarily effective in terms of setting up for kills, you just want to equalize the initiation edge for both sides. A smoke from paiN, but it feels like one of those, hey, let's do something smokes.
Yeah, but
don't know if they'll be able to get stuff done here.
You need to actually see a target. There's your jump forward, but no!
Yeah.
The SK could just blink away from this.
PPD's way too aggressive top, but he doesn't care.
It's Cold Embrace one creep, that's fine. Just keep the creep wave pushing in. And this BKB, it was meant to be Doombringer's like, hey, I can actually stand and you can't do anything against me item, but like, he just blinks forward and you can stay standing, but NiP won't look at you.
It's just one of those things where paiN, they have to win at least another, what, 3-4 fights?
Yeah.
Feels like NiP, if they just get that one.
They need to win them hard, too. Like, they need to win them really hard. That momentum needs to kick in. The Doombringer cannot keep up with the Naga's farm. The Troll's not having enough of an influence either. And the Queen of paiN, that early burst damage, like, if she didn't die that one time, if he didn't screw with her in the Roche pit, the momentum would have continued. And her damage and her influence on this map would be something that NiP would fear. And it doesn't feel like she has anywhere near that level of presence. So now it's going to be a 3-1 bounty trade as well for the 25-minute runes.
Same as it was at 15 minutes. Just... Wait, really?
Yeah.
I swore they got 3. I must have not...
I don't think Ace actually got the one on bottom. That's the
Maybe
one
it was
you were
like,
thinking.
oh, you know what it was? It was probably because the game was so slow that I was seeing the notification from the last bounty rune spawn. Because we really have not had too many kills. However...
I saw the notification from game 1.
Yeah, you see how Ace is just kind of gaining on this game slowly? Now he's 3,000 ahead. It's just going to get worse. We'll have a Scotty complete after this tower and a couple of creep waves. paiN's still not really in a position to be able to force fights.
paiN does not want to take this either. PPD's in the perfect position to get a curse off. Ace has his way. Grimstroke has a blink dagger, so maybe he turns into the Inkswell initiation. Like, something that allows the Doombringer to actually do something. ADR will arrive, creates some illusions in the trees, but they just move up. The illusions see everything. paiN have no angle.
Not just that, look at how they're playing it, right? Ace is just pushing forward with illusions, creating vision, ensuring the tower dies. Sand King and Fada, they're the ones leading the charge, as PPD just hangs out, waiting to defend his allies if necessary, and Ace just waits in the wings. He's always ready to defensive song. And they're just going to walk into the pit. A nice DD rune spawn. This is already half HP Roche. You got to make moves now, paiN, or you're in trouble.
Yeah, they're coming. They're coming as fast as they possibly can. There's one observed for that's seeing the position of the Troll Warlord. Fada's using the plasma field to get some extra information, but it's already done. Roshan's dead. paiN was way too late to this party. Beware Roshan.
I will echo something Nahaz has been asking for like 3-4 years at this point, which is that please, DD runes, nerf their effectiveness on Roshan. I'm sure that NiP can probably get that done anyway, but it just feels like all the risk disappears the moment your Naga has that double damage.
Yeah.
And just walks into the pit with it. There's no
like,
losing anymore.
Roshan's meant to work, like meant to be hard to work for. I would also push my Roshan change into play. You cannot call it the Roche pit unless it's actually a pit.
Oh, you think that it should be the low ground?
Yes.
I think you've told me that one before. I really like that idea.
Yep.
Because it doesn't feel, it feels like if you're in the pit, it's actually a huge advantage, right? Especially with the way vision works inside of it.
Yep.
That's a cool idea.
Yep. Right now, it's Roche's cul-de-sac. Like, he's a real estate agent. It's not a pit. It is not a lair. It is just...
What if it was just a secondary, like, side world and you had to, like, portal in and out?
This is not Diablo. The Burrow strike forward. Also not a mobile phone. Theo is going to go down underneath the tier 2 tower, and he's dead for a long time. 73 seconds without buyback available, and PPD's going to curse the Troll, trying to get back into safety. Look at NiP. Switch the targets. It's too good an opportunity to pass off. BKB won't help you. Fada will continue to steal your damage, but that's a huge BKB charge to burn.
I love that from Peter as well, right? Yeah, maybe you can't kill the Troll, control, but he trades his ult for a BKB, and his ult will rejuvenate and be just as strong as it was at first, whereas that BKB now will lose a full second of duration, and it's critical that Leo can make things happen under that spell immunity. Now he does not have one for this upcoming engagement. They might look to just dive ahead.
And now they start also, like Ace does what Ace does best.
Yes.
He's grabbing the bottom lane, he's pulling it back, and all he has to do is sit in mid. He doesn't have to worry about ever moving to bottom lane, but they can do it anyway because there's tier 1 and tier 2 towers to drop. It just restricts and suffocates paiN Gaming into their base.
And not just that, because he has the Aegis, he can now play aggressively with his own hero. He can look to get involved, use the net, use the song offensively because he's no longer afraid of a Doom initiation. And Aegis is the bane of these huge ultimate-dependent fight combos because, yeah, maybe you would kill him once, but you're going to have to use so many spells that by the time the respawn comes out, you're out of gas, and the Naga, soon to be level 20, will be roaring to go. And NiP, they don't need to do anything crazy here. But, yeah.
Oh, Burrow Strike forward, just catching him out. Support's rotating in. Uncertain what Doom wanted to really achieve with this. They get a chain stun back, and there needs to be a follow-up if they're going to get this kill. But the curse is out. This will actually protect the Doombringer for the moment, but it's buying time for Far to rotate in. And, well, Doom just blinks himself away to safety. So NiP also a little uncertain what to do with this offering.
But they're really not. I don't think this is NiP being discombobulated by any means. Like, the Quap TP's back mid thinking, oh, they're going to get aggressive this time. NiP are not looking to fight. They just want to continue to grow their lead.
Fight a target like this. And Ace has moved over, Diffuser Blade to start, another BKB charge being used. He'll have a 7-second one now, or is that actually 8?
Look at the lanes, Toby. 10 seconds to Bounty Rune spawns, and NiP are constantly keeping 2 waves near enemy objectives as they just press their lead. Sure, the gold isn't changing too much, but that whole edge is effectively just the Naga. He's now almost 5,000 gold ahead of the game. They're going to get all 4 Bounty Runes. This is just clinical from NiP. I said they wouldn't fight for 30 minutes. We just hit that point.
Yep.
And
we are reaching that time. A fight must happen. They're looking for 4DR on the tree line. But, yeah, NiP, no risk Dota. It's a best of 1. And they had to play this a day earlier. They wanted to ensure that no matter what happens, there's no risk, there's no tilting. Everything goes the way they plan it. And Doombringer will walk out once again. Ace creating a couple of copies. They'll get the chaining stun off. Their support moving in the form of the Darkseer. But Ace only cops the Fatal Bonds for the moment. Mid where the Troll gets jumped on by the SK. He's able to retreat back up the hill and away. So these are all the outer towers on the bottom lane finally being removed, and NiP having the vision superiority.
And they're keeping paiN in their base as they do it. There's no threat of a split push, no way that your backline supports are going to get wrapped around on. You've got great vision, good positioning, and you continue to just play around Ace's Aegis. It will be despawning in a moment. NiP, I don't think you're going to look to do a damn thing until that second Roshan is secured. However, that doesn't mean they won't be ready for action. Expect them to keep playing on the offensive side of the map. You're just not looking to dive tier 3s yet.
And you have, it's almost a butterfly completed on the Naga.
Yeah.
Like, she's 20 grand in net worth. What'd you get in return? A Crimson Guard on the Doombringer. That's what he's managed to afford. He's the #1 net worth on paiN Gaming. And all he can do is just build a defensive item, which won't matter once Raze has stolen all of your damage.
Somebody needs to pick up a Vlad's. I don't think the Doom has one yet, and it's a really important mechanic.
He does not.
Because you need the ability for Troll to get lifesteal. It's necessary, and that's where the big change, where illusions now, you're able to lifesteal off of them. Previously, heroes like PL and Naga were so annoying because you just spammed illusions at the Troll. Eventually, he's out of mana, he can't do anything. Now Leo could actually,
they're actually going to fight,
through.
But he's stuck back. The Song of the Siren's going to trigger. The Troll wasn't ready to fight. Neither was the Warlock. They were dealing with the mid lane. They smoked up. They used Whirling Axes on the lane as well as Stroke of Fate, revealing the fact they were invis. But you still can't battle underneath Song of the Siren.
Yep. I will say the timing paiN's looking for at this point, it really is late. It's late into the game where you all of a sudden have a Quap that threatens Peter's Wyvern just by himself in the duration of a BKB, and your Troll becomes unkillable. But it requires that like 4th or 5th item. You need a Satanic.
I see the Naga blink. Oh, we actually got him. Off. They got him. Dodge it with the silence. Maybe they have enough. Remember, the rock will drop. The curse will try and create a little bit of extra space with the Sonic Wave. The damage output. They still haven't killed him. Now they have. Ace will go down with no buyback to return into this fight. Even the Doom on the Razor means he can't do enough. 40R, he wants to try and capitalize the situation, maybe a little bit too deep. The Vac pulls him in. He can't jump away. The Lightning Storm was doing the work. The Curse protects Fada for the moment. But Leo, he is just opening up. Fada will fall as well. paiN Gaming finally getting some of the fights they were looking for. Have they got some detection? Did someone bring a sentry? Yep, now it's planted down. They can focus on this Sand King, but the life, Leo can't get more back in. He'll go down as well. So it's up to the Warlock as well as the Grimstroke to get these counter-attacks in. The Fada ones just attack 33. You'll end up killing the SK, but 33 gets a double kill. He moves back in. The Vac, they're looking for the target, but Theo, he's blinked down into the tree line and away. That got really scrambly.
It was almost a poor sentry because it ensured that Leo had a target to continue chasing with his ultimate.
He's going for his own solo kill. Maybe able to claim it. Looking for a quick damage. He's got it. He actually ends up killing. Saxa goes down. And Theo will lose his life for it, but you're kind of okay with that. Support just ended up killing the SK, and you live to fight another day. That
fight started the way it has to for paiN. You get the Doom initiation onto the Naga. I'm not even sure the Naga got doomed. I think Ace just died.
No, the Doom went onto Razor.
Yeah, well, it was on Razor +1. They hit a Soulbind, but I think it might have hit an Illusion. Not sure. Couldn't see in all the spells being cast, but you know that's the dream for paiN. But the problem I have with the game plan is, of course, that they won that fight, but what does it change? What does it actually do for you as paiN Gaming? You need to win 2 more fights, 3 more fights even, before you really get a foothold into the game to the point where you're able to threaten, aggressively force NiP into their base just because that wave clear edge is so firmly in this Radiant side's favor. Runes in 20.
They did get some decent money out of it. Like that's one thing. So maybe we start thinking about the items that the Troll can build into. Maybe not so much the Quap, because Troll needs to be the man to stand, but he already had a Maelstrom going into that fight.
Yep.
So they're getting more and more ways to clear out the Naga illusions, but now the Butterfly is up as well. Like cleaning off Naga herself is going to be like an impossible task.
Because of the change to the way lifesteal mechanics work, Troll eventually crushes Naga. It just takes that next couple of items. He's got Battle Fury, Yasha, BKB, Maelstrom. He needs Mjolnir, he needs Satanic, and he might even need something else on top of it, probably an MKB, because otherwise you're just really never actually able to take down Ace.
I don't think this Queen of Pain's going to be happy. She was using bottle charges, and then the Doom just picked up the bounty rune underneath her face. So no extra bottle charges, and sitting at 2/3 mana.
Next roach will be everything.
Yep.
paiN still have great edge.
Nice Observer Ward from NiP. They're seeing the fact this Doombringer is by himself, and Doom has that fresh Lotus Orb. Is hoping for some kind of initiation onto him. The TP's coming on top of the shrine. They got to clean up all the Naga illusions thanks to the mass Shadow Strike. They can help with that.
You can see, even with all the items up on Ace, those illusions do die in a round of spells. The Quap has the AoE Shadow Strike. You got Battle Fury on Troll, Grimstroke Q. There's a lot of clear.
This could kill that Obs.
Yeah, this is big.
The Obs sees too much. It sees all. Leo's right underneath it. They're going to start this one off. He's got a BKB quickly and get himself away from this one. The Soulbind is up. Looking for a Doom target. Fada's BKB is protecting him for the moment. The Sentry Ward is there, so they see the SK, but with Grimstroke down for a minute, they don't find the fight they're looking for. In fact, they didn't want it to begin with. Even with the combination of Grimstroke, they still couldn't find it. The Soulbind's there. Is it time to drop the rock? Ace is moving in. You've already got the Curse. It's only going to catch out the Doom. Well, actually, the Doom, sorry, running back out. Back under cover of Invis as 40R uses his BKB to blink away to safety. Gonna differentiate between the two winged targets as 444 will go down. And NiP, a lot of chasing. A lot of chasing. And they still just wanted to get this fight to then take Roshan.
Yeah. Which has just spawned. Big opening now. As you said, the ward, the smoke around, there's nothing paiN could really do there. It's the downside of the draft, right? You have one win condition. That's initiate onto the Naga and doom him.
Onto the shrine. Queen of paiN. He's got to keep him out. PPD is nearby. Fada's moving over. They have their Observer and Sentry down, but what have you got?
NiP, if they initiate a fight with a link onto the Troll, like that's it. They don't even need to find kills. They just need to ensure that paiN don't get the initiation they need. It's just easier to play from that position. You're going to have a Satanic soon on Ace. 7-8k gold edge on the game with the Aegis. Now it's time for NiP to press. Their lead has grown to 10k. No bounty runes for 2.5 minutes. It's time to get aggro here.
And the Razor should be immortal. He got the cheese, 33 passed it over to him. Ace has 4.5 minutes on the Aegis the Immortal. Every lane will push in. It's a nice little finish up, so the Mjolnir will be totally done for the Troll Warlord. I think buybacks are going to be pretty rough as well for paiN.
No TP on this Quap.
They also, like, she's been just back-laning. Like, no TP at all? Okay.
Well, it's cooldown 60 seconds. But either way, what was that? Is that Razor going AC? Yeah. Heart finished now on Ace.
It's kind of hilarious. Because of her efforts, though, like, 4DR has kept this lane out, blinks away from the SK, cannot get caught. But there's no creep wave on the top, there's no creep wave in the middle, and the bottom one's pushed out so far that NiP, for all the stuff they picked up, they can't go high ground yet. They can potentially find pickoffs, however. When Leo wants to make his way out, has to be protected. Lotus Orb reflecting into Ace, he'll end up dodging. So that BKB was necessary, but...
and the creep wave is here now, so great job to the Quap, of course, for delaying this push, but now there's no BKB on the Troll, and the creep wave's 10 seconds away.
Did he actually need a BKB?
He did. Because he's going to just get cursed otherwise, and then they're going to set up.
Well, Fuser Blade making life harder for Doom. That's the reason why he's got the Lotus Orb up. Grimstroke's got the Soul Bind ready, but they're losing their tier 3 tower. The Crimson Guard does not protect it anywhere near enough. And they can't do enough damage to Ace either. The heart is completed on him. So every just regens up to 4.2k. The Scythe is on the Darkseer, the right to the back line. And they're smoked up and ready to initiate NiP.
Low risk. No risk, really. This is your peak timing. All the items synergizing. It's time to just start clicking the racks. Be ready for the Blink Hex.
Just try and protect him. Epicenter forward, Pyro Strike changing up their positions. Where's your Doom? The Rock will drop. Fettlebond's connected but far to protected by the BKB, and there is no Doom target for him. He wants to get Ace. Instead, what's he got? He got the Razor. It got passed over towards the SK as well. And do they have enough? Maybe with the Ink Swell damage, they've killed off the SK, but you've lost your Troll. You've lost your sustained damage. So it's up to the Queen of paiN to bring it. Vada commits the cheese. Getting that life straight back again. The Sonic Wave, it's good. And they're getting the spill damage. Song of the Siren. Here's your reset from NiP. Ace moves back just a little bit further and then completes his TP out.
Well played, though, by paiN. That was an excellently executed team fight.
They don't want PPD. They want 33 in the tree line. He has to go for a blind. He gets the Infernal Blade off. That's a huge pickup. To actually get this kill on the Darkseer, seeing PPD, but understanding the PPD is not worth this much. 33 has no buyback available, and it's worth 834 gold to the Queen of paiN.
Huge. That's huge, and that was NiP's big timing to win the game here. They've got the edge now for another 5 to 10 minutes, but we've discussed this, like, especially when Quap gets 25, when you have the AoE fear from the Scream, like, this game starts to shift in their favor the later it goes. That was a 6-slotted Naga. One of those slots, of course, is the Aegis. He could get another item, but you're always going to want him holding that. And really cool thing, whenever you're chasing targets and Fog, trying to interrupt TP, you could see the Doom had A-clicked instead of right-clicked, which means the moment you see this Darkseer, you're going to smack him in the face. If you're a player in a... you want to get better. It's a minor thing, but even pros mess that up at times as they're frantically clicking to try and find somebody hiding.
NiP again trying to push the issue.
Oh, he has no buyback.
There's no rock available. Buyback's available for the Grimstroke now. He didn't originally, but money is a great thing. Still no rock, still no golem. And the Lotus Orb Doombringer is the front liner. He's actually looking for a refresher orb so they can get the double +1 Doom. Or at least make sure that these big abilities are available.
I think it's also about having the double BKB. It's just, you don't need anything new on the Doom here. It's just getting off your arsenal of spells a second time would just be game-breaking. And look, another Hex picked up. NiP, now they'll have not just that huge defensive peel and team fight de-engage, but they'll have the ability to actually jump forwards, find Hex targets before the BKBs can come out. If you look at paiN, their only real counter initiation requires ultimates. They don't have any actual save for these heroes other than perhaps a defensive Lotus Orb.
Actually kind of makes it more interesting now for NiP too, whereas the BKB timings get lower, but they want to initiate in Song of the Siren is something that they, like, the timing for it is not just an easy disengage anymore. Because they kind of want it to be almost that aggressive initiator. If you can catch him and then get the instant chain Hex.
Yeah, but what they do have is map control. Both shrines taken down, 2 tier 3s and a range racks. This is what makes the game hard for paiN, because they need to win not just this next fight, but then that one around the third Roche, and then maybe the one in NiP's base. It never gets easier for them to win the game. They've got to keep trying to claw their way back into it.
They just need NiP to be dead and then die a game with the never-ending cooldowns and let Troll push the mid lane. I feel like their only real win condition, and that's dreaming. That's purely Land of Dreamers.
Yeah, NiP, they...
looking for their own Lotus Orb now on the Darkseer, so they needed some level of protection against the Doombringer.
Yeah, still... I don't want to say... Oh, wow, no way. That's the first time we've seen Sanj and Yasha?
This event.
On Troll? There's no way no one's picked that up yet.
It has to have happened during group stage, right? This is just data from... this is just data from today.
I'll accept data. I mean, other than that, what are we really watching here? Just NiP farming creep waves, paiN pushing out creep waves.
Initiation on top lane. That's, yep, something else to watch. There's the Hex from
Double
33.
Hex. Oh my
and that's
God,
easy chain stuns. Chain hexes.
That's sick. And that's the answer to this Quap, as we've seen ADR. He prevented that last push for quite some time, just backlaning, consistently trying to keep creep waves out of his own base.
Yep.
But now with that double hex, you have so much pace you can play with, since you've got the surge spam as well. It's pure 100 to 0 lockdown and just too much magic damage to deal with.
And they can just keep going. The second a target presents themselves,
yep.
There's always a throwaway hero from NiP. And there's always a save to get that throwaway hero out.
Yep. Still definitely their favorite. I know I said paiN's in this, and they are, but it's still easier for NiP. They just need one mistake from paiN, one opening, and they're going to take 2 racks in the blink of an eye.
Leo's the target. Farda's taking the range tracks at the moment. SK's pushing in the top lane. And the Lotus Orbs just faded out, and that's the timing. PPD saw it, puts the curse up. Troll's doing all the damage to the Doombringer with the back. Is there a follow-up wall? There isn't. There's the rock to drop. But look at NiP. They just try and disengage, forcing paiN's big abilities. The Soul Binds out, and they get the double Doom. This is problematic for the Razor. He'll end up going down. They're trying to reset with the Song, but the Spirit, the actual strikes out from 40R were able to connect, so there was no movement speed for NiP to disengage. And Ace's TP, they'll see him. The silence comes, well, it wouldn't have done anything anyway, but he TPs to bottom lane. Keep the pressure up, get the 45-minute bounty runes.
Yeah, nice fight. I thought for sure NiP were going to take it off that. That was a great vac, but I think it...
Oh, the hunting. Ooh. PPD just being PPD again.
You could see Soxa got confused. He was going to follow up stun there before the BKBs could come out. Instead hesitated. I think just not recognizing that there was a vacuum incoming.
Mid. Like, I think she's just taking the melee racks and no one's replying from paiN. Like,
no, it was backdoor at the time.
True.
It's all good, but that's the thing. It's like all these things are going right for paiN. It still feels like, you know, they claimed 2, sure, but they lost 1, and they had to buy back on the Quap. You're going to want to take another fight soon, but outside of your base if you can. There's the refresher now on Doom. I think level 25 Quap is the biggest play, and it's already up.
Using Ace to get him straight towards the front lines.
He has no buyback.
Hex and no buyback on the Queen of paiN. They were smoking up from paiN looking to fight, but 33, he surged in so fast they never saw him coming. And now PPD, take that double damage rune. You cannot let it get into the hands of NiP, and I'll put it into the hands of Leo. But do they have enough to fight?
They need to just keep lanes out,
Curse is still up. He's just going to curse up and instantly kill the Grimstroke. At least buyback's available on that front, but that double damage works against you.
And it's going to fade by the time NiP start knocking on the door. Roshan isn't up, but if NiP recognize this timing here, you know, they know that there's no Quap for the full death timer. I expect them to immediately beeline to enemy base and kill 2 racks off this opening.
God, if they can contest Roche, that'd be great. But Doom, the 4-man smoke up through mid. Ace is looking for his target. And this DD's about to fade just as the fight will begin. The Fatal Bonds connects him up. The rocket is not available. They've already lost Leo, and there isn't really a follow-up. Leo's losing all of this damage, and Farda will return it. Everyone's going to go down from paiN. The Hex, the follow-up stun. This Doombringer's days are completely numbered. He could buy back into the game, same with the Troll, but look how fast they move forward. Ace doesn't care, even when he's doomed up. Force the buybacks. If they want to be safe about it, they could look towards Roshan. Or they could just go back to the status quo.
Let's regroup, make sure everybody's full health. You can get the Lincolns off onto Ace defensively, and they just want to collect these 2 racks. They know it's a 5-on-3 for some time. No buybacks on any of these paiN heroes. They've got to be so careful. There's double Hex available on this Radiant side. NiP can look to just dive into the base here if they so wish to. They still have the Song to peel if necessary. Looks like Megas will be what they choose to claim.
Jump in.
Or perhaps.
There's your stomp. Very quick on the Hex from 33. There isn't a Doom to use, so they'll vac him back in. And this Doombringer, the rock will finally drop, but there's no follow-up damage. Doom is dead for 2 minutes without a buyback, and with the curse holding the players of paiN in position, the back lines. The Troll, he'll end up being hunted into his base. But they're here for the objective, the Sonic Wave. Oh, even with the Scream, you get the kill on PPD, but you'll lose your Quap, and that is GG. NiP eliminate paiN Gaming from the Epicenter Major to advance to the next round where they'll face up against the loser of VG and Gambit.
I don't even know if Peter broke a sweat in that one.